Hi guys, it's Lily. Be happy. I have talked a lot about Sam and Colby on this channel, and their last series was called The Origin, which discussed how they find whatever the heck was possessing them, apparently. And this is the analysis video for The Origin by Sam and Colby. So, starting off, in the last series they did, Corey Shearer said that he's not gonna join them for another one, and he did not. So, he's not there. And thus, Sam, Colby, and Jake Weber go to Kansas, their hometown. In fact, they go to Wichita, which is apparently where Jake lives, and they go to his house. And they say that they have talked to what seems to be a demonologist, which also didn't know the profession existed. So they meet up with this man who is the demonologist, and his wife is apparently a psychic, and he tells them stuff about being haunted. And for some reason they decide to go to this haunted bridge, which is a Theorosis bridge. So apparently a lot of places, a lot of countries, and well, in general, have crybaby bridges, let's say, which are the bridge where apparently someone threw their kid off the bridge. So apparently that's like a variety of bridges in different countries that happens for some reason. Just women throwing off the kids from the bridges. So that variety of bridges is called crybaby bridges. And yeah, apparently Theorosa was the lady who threw their kid off the bridge. And now they decided to go there. What the heck for? I don't know. Anyways, they go to the bridge and start an investigation with like EVPs and that kind of stuff. So K2s and EVPs are like the most popular things that people use for ghost hunting, let's say, which are things where that you use in order to have the spirit talk to you through that thing, and it lights up from green to red, and apparently, yeah, the redder it gets, the spirit is talking to you apparently. And they also had a spirit box, which I also have explained what it is in the videos before. A spirit box is kind of like a radio thing that you use, and it speaks random words out to you, which apparently the spirit you're communicating with is saying, which I use one that's never failed me yet. So yeah, they start an investigation with all of the stuff, and they apparently even set up like night vision cameras and everything, which we never really see like a night vision camera action, because the demonologist said that he set up night vision cameras, which we never really get to see, so I don't know about that one, but well, there we go. So apparently they start hearing stuff from both the spirit box and like just in general, like a door creaking sound, whatever for, I don't necessarily know. And then there's like a baby noise or whatever. So they use it's not a K2, but kind of. So it uses energy, as in the hotter it gets and stuff. And when Colby starts grabbing this thing, it just turns blue, which means that you are attached to something.
Put it in your hands. Dude.
Dude, it's you.
What's that mean? It is you.
What's that mean? It's not focusing, I'm scared.
It's not focusing on you, that thing's turning cold.
What does that mean? Is that not worse than it being red?
Sorry. Look, Jake is fine.
I'm telling you.
Does that mean I'm okay?
Huge. There's something with
Here, take it.
Wait.
Take it. I don't want to.
Wait,
I don't want to touch
what?
it. Your gift is... But it didn't happen to Jake.
It's warm or...
And the demonologist said that it's Colby, as in maybe it's not the places that they go to that are haunted, but maybe it's them. Which is actually like a pretty clever thing, because just wait and see. So yeah, and also there's the word run spoken through the spirit box or whatever, and then they decide to go like down to bottom of the bridge, which, why would you ever do that? This is not clever or safe in any possible way. So they go down there and they start hearing more door creaks, which then Jake says a very clever thing, which usually he does not do that in the videos. He says maybe it's not the door creaking, maybe it's a baby screaming sound, which would make more sense because they're on a crybaby bridge where the baby was thrown off it, so yeah, that makes sense. That's the first part. So now from here I'm passing on to the second part of the series, and here Tim, the demonologist, gives them stones to protect them, which let me explain what stones they are and what it is. For some freaking reason, these assholes did not even do research on the stones that Tim gave them, which later on resulted in me and thousands of other fans doing tons of research on the stones, and here are the meanings of the stones. So obsidian, the first stone, which is black, and then the meaning of the black obsidian is strong psychic protection and shielding against negativity. And yeah, and then the second stone is turquoise, which has been around for like 5,000 years, so great. And the meaning of turquoise is enhancing communication ability with the spirits, which apparently is what they wanted to do, I'm guessing, and boosts psychic gifts of clairvoyance. So clairvoyance is practically like the psychic ability to see the future or something like that. And actually, literally, this is the clairvoyance rune on my hand right now that is used in the TV series Shadowhunters. So there we go. And that's the meaning of the stones. Passing on, there's this whole Morse code going on at Jake's place, with the lights flickering, and then Jake running out of the house and falling on, tripping on literally just straight up concrete. And honestly, I would trip on the street too. Yeah.
What are you doing? You're just gonna disrespect
he's protecting himself.
Tim like that? You're just gonna stick those things up your nose?
Santa Claus,
yeah.
Tim Allen. He obviously gave those. Whoa, dude, look behind you, look behind you.
What the is that? What?
Wait, come outside right now.
What the
What was it? Wait, here. Come on. What's that? Hello?
What was it?
Oh, Jake, what? Hello? What?
And then there's a black cat that passes like right in front of their house, which honestly happens to me a lot, but I'm not one of those people who like oh, there go, the black cat passed us, we have to turn like the road or whatever and change the way we're going. No, I love black cats. I mean, this is coming from a girl who reads tarot cards, so no surprise there, you know? And later on the day, the Morse code thing, by the way, meant that something like that they're not safe or whatever. And later on, Corey calls them. He's like, you know, maybe I'll like come back. And that's what we have so far for the second part. And also Tim, the demonologist, who gave the rocks, well, stones to the boys, also gave them a piece of paper, which I literally wrote it down. It was written in Morse freaking code, and this is what it said. So, you are not safe. It said in Morse code. I literally like decoded this thing. And here we come to an end of the second part of the Origin series. And starting on with the third part, Sam and Colby are in their car driving to Kansas, and they talk to Corey, who said he might come back, right? So then they get a no-caller ID, which usually tends to happen to Corey, actually. If you remember all those times in the haunted places, I'm literally not even gonna replay that. Yeah, and they're like, well, oh my god, there's no caller ID, here we go again! And turns out that the no caller ID is Nate. If you remember him, Sam and Colby did the warehouse videos with him, the potato cannon, the long, beautiful hair, which is now gone. I still don't get why he cut his hair. Love them. And thus, that's Nate. And he didn't even know that his name was a no-caller ID, so. Apparently, this dude is in Kansas right now, and they decide to meet up, which, I mean, he's no friend and everything, like, they met up a month ago, so, I mean, yeah, of course, logical, right? Like, let's meet up with our friend. So, yeah. And then Nate tells them a story that ever since Hawaii, he started to have some weird things happen to him. Literally, Sam and Colby affect like everyone around him. And they talk to Sam's parents. They're at Sam's house. They talk to Sam's parents, and they're like, oh, you know, when you were like 14 or something, you brought this box from that warehouse that's haunted that you shouldn't be going to, and we kept it for you. So, there's the box, which apparently is what is hunting them. Great, thanks a lot, Mom and Dad. So, obviously, when you bring something hunted from a haunted location, it can latch onto you, and it can stay there, and you wouldn't even know, because that's just how it works. So, my advice to you, never take anything from a haunted place, please. Unless you are, you know, willing to get haunted and possibly live a bad life. Would not recommend. And thus, they have this box, and they get up and go to the warehouse. So, here we come to part 4 of the 5-part series. And now that all of this has happened, they just decide, you know, let's take this box and try to open it at the freaking warehouse. Go in the warehouse. They stay there, they try to like do a ritual, by the way, and then they hear a satanic cult. Yay! So they hear some people doing a ritual with like singing and not the normal type of singing. Stay out of the warehouse until those people are gone, and then they go back and they then try to continue to do this ritual that they wanted to do. So, and again, last time, if you remember, when they tried to burn the stuff in the witch's forest, Sam did not necessarily do the research right, and he did not do the ritual right. So here we go again. Sam decides to do a ritual which God knows he has not researched entirely, which of course he hasn't. And then we have this. They just start the ritual. First, some cult people get in the way and they are not able to finish it. And then they try it again. And then there's a train, which now they're running away from. Don't get it, you know, just don't get it. So they're running away from a train, and in the end, it's so dark that it seems like Nate got freaking hit by a train.
Wait, train. Yo, we gotta get out of here. Run.
Go! 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 Go!
And this is where the fourth part ends. Which, great! Now everyone thinks that Nate is gone, and we have to wait for another week to see what happens. So, week passes. Last part, part 5. Here we are. And this is where apparently we find out the origin of what hunted Sam and Colby in the first place. So, here we go. 5th part starts on with Nate being alive and okay, which, hallelujah. They go back to the warehouse and they realize that they tried to do this ritual a few times and they were cut off by something. So that something does not want them to do the ritual, which will practically unhunt them. Which, also, I don't know if they did that right or not. I can't tell. So, they start doing the moon ritual again. And they like say these words and stuff, and hold hands and everything, and do this ritual. And they finish the ritual, which, great. And when they open the box, there's apparently a dagger in there, a mirror, and some dirt and something else. And later on, they finish this ritual, and apparently now they're unhunted for some reason. And then Colby is like, hey, you know what? It's probably because there's a mirror that we were hunted, you know, because mirror looks at you. Possibly, but I wouldn't say so. It doesn't always have to be that way. But have you forgotten, god dang it, that mirrors are portals to the ghost world or wherever they come from? Yeah, has all of your haunted places literally not taught you anything? So, there we go with that. Thanks a lot. And they finished this ritual and now they're unhaunted. Probably. Hopefully, I'd say. And then they find also a bullet in that box and rocks. Which, why was there a bullet? Someone killed someone. That's like literally murder evidence, probably. And they just leave that at the warehouse. Not the best thing to do, but, you know, what else could they do, I guess. And then, Sam just accidentally finds the key that Jennifer gave them, which the Cerise, and you know what happened. They literally had that key remade for Jennifer. Having a key remade from the lock, that's not an easy thing to do either. But they paid for it and they had it remade. And then Sam magically finds the key and, you know, and now he has to have it, I guess. I don't know. I don't even know if they gave it back or what. No one knows. But he now has the key. We go back to LA after all the haunted stuff that happened there. So they go back to their house, they call Corey and Jake in, and they like explain what happened. And Sam is like literally holding the key, and Corey is like, "What is that? What's that key, Samuel?" And he's like, "Oh, nothing," and puts it in his pocket. So I don't even know if they gave it back. I guess we'll never know. And they're back, apparently, back together, doing haunted stuff. And then Sam and Colby announced that they're going international for the haunted stuff they're gonna do. Which, guess what? Those assholes went to the hotel that Queen Mary lived at. Like, wasn't the ship enough for you? They literally went to England for their next series. And they went to the place where Queen Mary lived. Logically, you know, they're like friends with her or something. Not the best thing to do. Especially because Queen Mary, you know, Bloody Mary and everything. I don't get what like attracts them to that. Although I guess I would do that too. So this is how the origin, let's say, ends. And I guess they're quote unquote not hunted anymore. And no one really even thought to figure out what the Morse code meant. Again, fans did the job, so, you know. And then the origin was supposed to be the box, and that was like supposed to be what was hunting them and everything, but like who knows, that could have possibly not even been it. You can't tell. Yeah, you actually can't. So I'm really looking forward to their next series, which obviously I'll be there. I'll be doing the full analysis after this series is done. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. You can follow me on my social media, which I have a Sam and Colby fan page with a few other people on Instagram. And you can follow that page too. I'll link it down below. Follow Sam and Colby. Their links will be down below. And obviously, if you haven't seen their series, then like, go check them out. What are you waiting for? Thank you very much for watching. Give this video a like if you love Sam and Colby. Subscribe to me down below because Sam and Colby content never ends. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!